What's up everybody, Weston here with the Hidden Gibbon, back with another Daily Deck video, and today we've got a throwback creature, and this is one of the commanders that I actually made as a commander back in the long ago, this and Treva the Renewer. And so without further ado, we have ourselves Dromar the Banisher. So who is Dromar? Dromar is one of a cycle of dragons that came from Invasion, and it's a 6/6 for 3 generic, and then Esper has flying, and whenever Dromar the Banisher deals combat damage to a player, you can pay 2 generic and a blue. If you do, choose a color. Return all creatures of that color to their owner's hand. So, it's interesting overall, but what we're going to try to do today is cause a little bit of chaos by changing creatures' colors and permanence colors and just bouncing lots and lots of different things to people's hands while we connect with Dromar. So how are we going to do that? Well, we've got a whole bunch of creatures in here. Also, we're going to have a lot of hate pieces in this deck that seem really weird and out in the open, but you know what? This is how we're going to do it. So, we have Azorius Aether Mage, which is whenever a permanent is returned to your hand, you can pay 1, and if you do, draw a card. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward, because Dromar might be returning some of your own stuff to your hand, so you want to be able to pay and get those back, get some cards off of it. We have Blind Seer, who looks like a Mortal Kombat character. It is a target spell or permanent becomes the color of your choice until end of turn for 2. So say you attack your opponent. They have blue just like you, but you want to get stuff into their hand. You can pay a few mana, make their creatures green, bounce them to their hands. We have Ersatz Gnomes. I actually have like a dozen of these little guys. It's a 1/1 for 3, and you can tap it to have target spell become colorless, play it ability as an interrupt, or you can have target permanent become colorless. So if you do have somebody who has a lot of blue or black or white, make your Dromar colorless so that way it doesn't bounce itself to your hand. We have Lawan, Cephalid Empress here. It's a 2/3 for 3 generic and 1 blue. When Lawan enters, return all blue creatures your opponents control to their owner's hands, and your opponents can't play blue creature spells. I never said I was a nice person. I said that we were going to be jerks here. We have Mangara the Diplomat, so whenever somebody attacks you with 2 or more creatures, you get to draw a card. Whenever an opponent casts their second spell, you get to draw a card. Pretty fun there. We have Monkiatso, so whenever another creature you control becomes the target of a spell or ability, you may airbend that creature. It's a way of protecting your stuff. We have Painter's Servant. As this creature enters, choose a color. All cards that aren't on the battlefield, spells and permanents are the chosen color in addition to their other types, which is pretty fun, you know? Return all the creatures, make them all the same color. We have Scuttlemutt. Add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool, and target creature becomes the color of your choice, or colors of your choice until end of turn. We have Sire of Stagnation. He's a 5/7 for 6. He has Devoid, so he has no color. That's very important. I could probably afford to run a little bit more Eldrazi in this deck. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under an opponent's control, that player exiles the top 2 cards of their library, and you draw 2 cards. We got Sad Robot here to draw us a card and fetch us a land. Sphinx of the Steel Wind, which used to be called Achroma Sphinx here. Flying, First Strike, Vigilance, Lifelink, Protection from red, Protection from green. Honestly, I think, looking back on it from when I built this, I would drop this for another Devoid Eldrazi. We have Stormscape Familiar. White spells and black spells you play cost 1 less to play. It's a little 1/1 for 2 from Plane Chase. We have Tidal Visionary. It's a shark coming out of a portal. Target creature becomes the color of your choice until end of turn. Also from Invasion. We have Voracious Bibliophile, which is a flying Vigilance 3/3 for 4. With whenever you cast a spell with 1 or more targets, draw that many cards. Sorceries. We got Baleful Stare. Look at your opponent's hand. For each mountain and red card, you draw a card. And then Withering Gaze. Look at your opponent's hand. For each forest and green card, draw a card. So, you know, things like Painter's Servant and stuff like that lets you draw a whole bunch of cards. We have Baron's Spite, which is choose 2 target creatures controlled by 1 player. That player chooses and sacrifices one of them. Return the other to its owner's hand. We have Nature's Ruin and Virtue's Ruin. So Nature's Ruin blows up all green creatures. Virtue's Ruin blows up all white creatures for 3. I actually really like the arts on these. They're both from Portal. We have ourselves a Vindicate for Destroy a Creature, and Withering Gaze, like we already said. Sorry, it's late at night. Might have some mess-ups here. We have Aetherize, which is return all attacking creatures to their owner's hands. Anguish and Making for some removal. Celestial Purge for removal. Dispark, Mortify, Generous Gift, Path to Exile, Swords to Plowshares, Utter End, Void Rend. All of those are removal. We have enchantment removal with Esper Charm. You can also draw 2 cards and make somebody discard 2 cards. Dromar's Charm, which is actually pretty good. You gain 5 life or counter a spell, or target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. Don't discount that -2/-2. A lot of creatures get hit by that. Noxus Grasp, which is destroy target creature or planeswalker that's green or white. You gain 1 life. Sea King's Blessing. I actually really love the art on this. It's an instant. For 1, change the color of 1 or more target creatures to blue until end of turn. You can choose which and how many creatures are affected. Cost to tap, maintain, and use special abilities are unchanged. So you can change a bunch of things to blue. Also, important if you have Monkey Otso out there, you can change a bunch of your stuff to blue after the connect on the stack, so that way you airbend your Dromar rather than, having to bounce it to your hand and pay 6. We have Sway of Illusions, which is any number of target creatures become the color of your choice until end of turn, and you draw a card. We have Whim of Volrath. It changes the text of target permanent by replacing one instance of color with any or basic land type with another. You can also buy back it for 2. Artifacts. We have Alcor's Tomb, a card that I used to have but couldn't find when I tried to find it. When I was looking through Scryfall for changing color for this video, I tried to find my copy of this. It's so sad that I can't. It's tap 2 and tap it. Change the color of target permanent you control to a color of your choice. Use counters to cost to cast. Tap, maintain, or use the special ability of cards. So this is not until end of turn. This just changes the color of a permanent. Arcane Signets in here, along with some Signets. See the Signets here? And the Talismans are in here. To help us out, we've got Distorting Lens, target permanent becomes the color of your choice. Isocran Scepter, put things like your Whim of Volrath or your Sea King, etc. Soul Rings in here, Swiftfoot Boots, Sword of Feast and Famine, and Robe of Stars, which is equipped creature gets +0/+3. You can also make it phase out. I highly recommend doing this so you don't lose your Dromar. You can also make Dromar unblockable with Whisper Silk Cloak. For enchantments, we have Breath of Dreams, cumulative upkeep of 1 blue. Green creatures each require an additional cumulative upkeep of 1. We have Chill, red spells cost 2 more to play. Darkest Hour, all creatures are black. Dissipation Field, whenever a permanent deals damage to you, return it to their owner's hand. Flood the Woods, which is no green creatures can attack unless its controller sacrifices a land whenever that creature attacks. I did not know that this card existed until, like I said, I was on Scryfall looking for things with specific colors, and I'm going to have to pick myself up some of these because I love hate pieces. I really do. And a lot of people in my friend group play green, so this is going to go in my deck, friends. We have Righteous War. All white creatures you control gain protection from black. All black creatures gain protection from white, from visions. We have Ghostly Prison in here, Propaganda. Light of Day. Black creatures can't attack or block. We have Shifting Sky. Choose a color. All non-land permanents are the chosen color. Wrath of Merit-Lage, which is when Wrath of Merit-Lage comes into play. Tap all red creatures. Red creatures don't untap. And then we have ourselves Warped Devotion. Whenever a permanent is returned to a player's hand, that player discards a card from his or her hand. I am going to probably start throwing this in a whole bunch of my decks that run things like Cyclonic Rift, Evacuation, etc. Gonna definitely do it. For lands, we've got Rogue's Passage as the only real standout, and Reliquary Tower because we're going to be bouncing some of our own stuff to our own hands. Other than that, it's a pretty budget, straightforward list. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. I think this is a pretty mean deck. I have a feeling that it wouldn't make you too popular at the table. But as always, let me know in the comments down below. As always, I'm Weston with The Hidden Gibbon, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.